So I asked how many of y'all struggle with drums, and a lot of you guys said yes. So today I'm gonna show you guys how to approach drums differently for a better bounce, and I'm gonna break down a couple beats to show you guys what a really good bounce sounds like. But first, why are people's drums trash? Well, the first thing is they don't use high quality drum sounds. Like, you know the difference between high quality drums and trash ass drums. Like, listen to this.
That sounds crazy.
Can't even play the whole thing through because that shit sounds awful. You could tell those drums don't hit and the sound selection is really bad. Take all of these, delete. Now let's hear what it sounds like with higher quality drums.
That sounds crazy.
As you can see, no brainer. The higher quality drums sound way better. They sound smooth like butter. When you're listening to them, there's nothing peeking through because it all sounds cohesive. I know sound selection is like a big thing for people, and that's like something that you really can't look up on YouTube. I mean, there's a couple of things that you could do, but honestly, it's all developed to your taste. But one way to make sound selection easier is obviously invest in higher quality drums. But how I think of sound selection is I just go through the sounds while I'm playing the beat and see what sticks out to me the most. Just find stuff that sounds really good and then take away stuff. And if you can't take away stuff, then it's already good. The second thing that I feel like a lot of people kind of like mess up with their drums is they don't follow the rhythm of the melody and they end up doing way too much. Case in point though, you don't have to do too much like that. So let me show you guys how not to do too much. So this is the melody I got sent. If you listen to the rhythm of the melody, it goes dum dum da dum 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 da dum. All the other counter melodies and all that stuff follow that main rhythm. So when it comes to like hi-hats and drums and stuff like that, I always think of like the main melody rhythm as like a reference point, so that way I could build on top of it. And if you don't believe me, listen to any song off of Utopia, any Drake song, any 21 Savage song. A lot of the drums complement the main rhythm of that melody. So in context, this is the hi-hat pattern. Simple. If you notice, a hi-hat complements the main rhythm of that melody. I just have like another little hi-hat to complement it, but the real thing is this clap. It's the clap placement that really like makes it what this beat is. One thing I've noticed lately is a lot of songs that like producers like Cardo Got Wings, even Benny X, and like they have like this weird unorthodox clap pattern that is kind of like drill. You got the snare and the other percussion and then the 808 and some additional stuff. All complements it. Let me pull up another beat to further explain this. All right, this is another one. Just listen to the melody and then hear how the drums come in. That's just another example of like the drums following the main rhythm of the melody. Shameless plug though, the drums that I'm using are from my Blueprint Volume 3 drum kit. If you want that, it's in the description down below. If you want to get it on my site, it's called thesoundgallery.com, the-soundgallery.com. That's where like all my kits are gonna be. I ain't gonna lie, people been going crazy with these drums, man. Some people have been telling me they've been getting placements as well as like it ending up on albums that just came out, like some really highly anticipated albums. So go pick that up. When it comes to patterns, Me personally, I like to start with like a 2 to 4 bar. It's just gonna loop over and I can add little variation here and there. But I'll usually add like little variation on a turnaround, like over here, to make it kind of transition. Or if I'm like switching the pattern, like the 808 pattern right here, like over here, this is where I usually like will go crazy with like the 808s. Like I'll keep it like hella simple, or just something very like a simple rhythm, and then I'll add like a little variation over here. There's 2 different patterns right here. This one is the main pattern, and this one right here has a little bit of different variation. I'll just do whatever feels right, but every 4 bars, I'll switch something up. Now that you know that, here's actually how to create a good pattern, at least a good rule of thumb to creating a good pattern. Try to beatbox it. So have the melody on loop and then beatbox it. I know that shit sounds very elementary and basic as possible, and somebody's probably gonna be like, oh, this ain't real sauce, but honestly, I'm just showing you guys what I personally do. So I had this melody sent to me, and like the first version I made, I did not like the drums. I felt like the drums was trash. So I was just hearing like the melody, and I'm just like, just boom, 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 boom. Came in with the pattern, came in with the percussion. Simple. Kick. And then, you know, that slap. Don't be afraid to like manipulate and humanize your drums just a little bit, you know. Just get weird with it. Mess around with stuff, even if you gotta like, you know, do this and like test it out to see if it sounds good. A lot of this stuff is just like trial and error, but it's really just all based on like what you listen to on a day-to-day basis. Now, the last reason why your drum patterns always sound trash is because you lack personality. There's various tutorials showing you guys how to make wheezy drum patterns or how to make Southside drum patterns. That's fire, you know? Go crazy. Everybody has to have a blueprint somewhere. But eventually, you have to find out what you sound like. You know what I mean? Now, there's various ways to make your drums unique, such as using textures and changing the placement of the snare, like I explained earlier, as well as like tweaking sound. There's really no right or wrong way to do these things. Everything is all based on what feels right. But what if you don't know what feels right? Well, a good indicator is having fun with it. I've always thought of a good bounce as sounds that not only complement each other, but they play off of each other. So experiment with it, get weird, and try different things out. As a matter of fact, let me open up a beat and show you something that I think is like a weird beat, but I kind of fuck with it. That's hard. I fuck with that. It's weird, it's different, but it just gives it a whole different feel, a whole unique texture to it. Listen to this drum pattern. Basic. Drums from the Blueprint Volume 3 drum kit, which she go pick up. And then when I added this percussion loop that I manipulated and pitched, sounds like this. This is something that I made just by experimenting. I like threw it through a whole bunch of effects, fucked it up a little bit, and then found a way to like use it in a good context. But you won't know unless you try different things out and mess with stuff. So apply all this stuff that I showed you in this video, and I promise your drums are not only gonna sound better, but opportunities will open up. So that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys want 30 producer hacks that are all in FL Studio, as well as downloads, and just show you guys a whole bunch of stuff that speeds up your workflow, click this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Oh yeah, don't forget to pick up the kit. Link down below. Fuck with y'all. Hope you guys have a great day.